These lands are beautiful. The sunsets and the sunrises, the water, the orcas in the water, the salmon flowing free in the rivers. And the people are generous and welcoming.
I remember starting off at really small rallies. Not many people, in the beginning, not many people knew. And there was like groups of like 15 people maybe. And now it's like grown to thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. So I was around 11, I think I'm 24 now, so that's half of my life been advocating for the environment. And there's that fire inside, you can't really like put it out.
As a Lakota person, I fill out responsibilities, kinship responsibilities during training, because there's a training before you can actually be part of student leadership. I remember they're asking me my goals, and I only had one. And that one goal was to add Coast Salish culture to the campus and build connections with the tribe. Ever since then, I've been reaching out to Muckleshoot. I've been to their cultural department to get multiple programs. For that specific program, they're going to be indigenizing curriculum. They're going to be building a cultural center right around here, actually. Affordable housing for students, too. The Coast Salish people here didn't have homelessness. They didn't have poverty. They didn't have extreme wealth gaps. They didn't have food insecurity. The U.S. has actively ruined their quality of life and made it drastically worse. Even back then, hundreds of years ago, it's drastically worse in the modern day. And so it's the U.S.'s responsibility and stuff like this college's responsibility to reverse as much damage as they can from their genocide of the people here.
Mostly, I feel like a lot of the actions I do revolve around ceremony and spirituality. That sets the tone for a lot of actions I go to. We have usually a smudge or cedar boughs or medicines with us to show our intention is to come with love. We're fighting for love. I was around 11 years old when I first started to hear talks about a pipeline wanting to be built through our traditional territory. My dad came to me and he said, there is going to be a pipeline coming through our territory, an oil pipeline. They say it promises a lot of economic opportunity for our people and all peoples, and they say it's going to benefit people, but I think we know better than that. Anytime you get too close to the construction, there's a chance of getting arrested. My grandmother was actually arrested too. I personally don't have fear of standing up for my land and standing up for my people and future generations, and I know many others fearlessly stand by my side.
Lakota means to be a good neighbor, and since I'm a neighbor here, neighbor of all people from North America, it's important to help them out. I got involved through the Clear Sky Youth Program. Ever since I was a little kid, my dad would bring me to Clear Sky because they have a lot of great youth programs for Native youth. One of the ideas that was thrown around was protecting Coast Salish sacred sites around Washington. We partnered with the library to spread awareness for this. We wrote a draft resolution, which was then edited because, you know, we're all 12. It is the last, or one of the last, remaining sacred springs in the Seattle area. The spring at Licton Springs is red because it's iron oxide, but a lot of them were just capped for like buildings, apartments. Not just an important sacred site for the people from here, but people from all First Nations of North America.
Oh, hey, oh, oh, hey, oh, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Water warriors, we're a group of people with good hearts, that's for sure. And we stand up for what's right. It doesn't matter who you are, we're going to stand up for what's right. We were there for BLM, we were there for Free Palestine, we were there for no LNG and Standing Rock. We're there to stand for what's right. I feel honored and I feel great to be a part of an organization that helps out a lot in our community and helps out a lot. It feels good that we can get together with other people that see what's going on in the world and they don't feel right about it either. They want to do something about it.
And we're already close friends, so it's like this group just brought us closer.
Yeah.
Once we
The
got
bond
in
just
there,
really just got tighter over time. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's like-minded people looking for this.
the chemistry was there.
Yeah, the bond just definitely got tighter. So there was like a shipment of weapons that was supposed to be sent off from our port here through the Puyallup tribal ancestral waters that was bound for Israel to, weapons to be used against Palestinians. So Dylan, Dakota, and a few other of us from the Water Warriors paddled out in an attempt to block the ship from heading out.
And when the Coast Guard had pulled up on us, we were not intimidated whatsoever. They had to keep calling more Coast Guard boats as if they were the ones intimidated by us in
Coast
the
Guard,
canoe.
with big old 50 cal machine guns on it. They're just staring us down.
Yeah, we're just sitting there singing, we're paddling, we're waving the Palestinian flag. We're within our rights and our waters.
Some people be scared or just don't be comfortable enough because they think it's like, oh, that stuff is just for old people. But it's like young people can come out and do it too. It's not just, oh, you got to be a certain age to come out and try to change the world. You could be any age and try to come out, just express your feelings.
You don't really got to leave your house. It all starts as simple as just a simple social media post, a repost. Yeah, there's just plenty of ways to get out of that, get your voice out there. And, a lot of these movements, they support each other. So you'll find a lot of these movements supporting one. So if you find one, you'll most likely find another one.
I'd say just go into whoever you got in your community and just try to get involved. Take whatever you think you need and, push the rest out. Like, okay, I'll take what I learned today.
You just got to really go out there, like, in other ways. You could ask your elders, the people older than you, like, hey, what's something that, you think we would need, or something we could change, or, like, what were problems for you growing up? Like, you can see if it hasn't changed yet, and if it hasn't, how about, that's where you push up and, like, okay.
I talk to a lot of people personally that are discouraged. It's not impossible to change things. And there's a ton of examples, like the people here, Billy Frank Jr. and all the Coast Salish people during the fish wars got their fishing rights back. It's not impossible. And then me, along with a youth group, just wanting to protect sacred sites here, did it.
Take care of yourself, especially if you're a BIPOC young person or come from like a marginalized community. We're already facing a lot of oppression, and that's something I have to realize, like, taking some of my trauma and issues and turning that into art healed me so much on a spiritual, like, emotional, mental, physical level. Everybody from all walks of life is welcome in the environmental movement. Your future, it's everybody's future. There's something to contribute in so many different ways. We need a diversity of tactics, even if it just changes one person's mind, helps one person.
You're not gonna fix someone's ignorance by surrounding them with more people that are ignorant. You need more diverse views and expose the people to as much views as possible, and have your representatives have as much views as possible.
The younger generation has the power of what it takes to change the world for the better.
You're gonna hear my voice. That's in every fiber of my being, to stand up and fight and to speak.
You gotta listen to yourself to learn something new. If you're constantly speaking to yourself, saying things to yourself, you're not gonna be able to listen and learn something new. Same with the earth. If you're constantly speaking to it, defining it, you're not gonna be able to learn something new.